man, what the do y'all know about sports?
You are now listening to the best damn sports podcast. Period. Welcome back, everyone, to the What Do Women Know About Sports podcast. I am Bree Nicole.
And I'm Vicki D.
And today we have a special guest. We want to welcome A-Train. He is the host of the A-Train podcast? It's not a podcast.
A-Train Show podcast. You got it.
Okay, the A-Train Show podcast, and he is also the founder of the In the Zone Network. He's wearing his logo. It's nice. I like that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on our show.
Oh, grateful to be a part of it, man, and grateful to Chris Dimon and Midcoast Media for allowing me to jump on with you guys, and let's get to it.
All right. Well, okay, so I don't know if anyone has seen the 30 for 30 with the first 30 for 30 they had was the one with Bruce Lee. Didn't see that one. The second one is the one with Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire, the whole home run battle, whatever you want to call it. So I know A-Train, you said you saw it. So
yes,
what was your thoughts about it? Seeing that, this is the St. Louis Cardinals, our home team. Like, How did you feel watching it? To bring back memories?
It did, but I didn't want to watch a whole 2-hour fest of home runs. It was like I can go to YouTube and watch those. You know what I'm saying? All day, every day, man. And I do remember. I'm gonna tell my age a little bit. I was a freshman in high school when McGuire broke the record.
And, dude, I was like 10 years old.
See, look, we all revealing ages here at this point. Y'all can count. Y'all know how to count. I hope so. But I remember seeing that and watching. I remember my dad giving me an earful about the stuff between McGuire and Sosa. Personally, I wanted to see Ken Griffey break the record. And
right, because it was Mark McGuire and Ken Griffey at first. It was like between them two first, yeah.
Early on, it was them, and then Sosa caught on when he caught fire in June with those 20 home runs, which is still a record today. And once that started gripping, how crazy it was. St. Louis and Chicago both going at it for the home run record. And what people forget is that Chicago made the playoffs and the Cardinals didn't.
They did.
Right? Cardinals got, McGuire had the record, but it was all about Sosa and the Cubs. They was in the playoffs, man, and not to mention Kerry Wood and the rookie year that he had, going 13-6 and striking out over 200 batters, man. It had a 20 strikeout game.
Yep. Then the Yankees ended up winning all, but whatever.
Yeah. Those guys.
Right. Those guys. So, okay. Now, Bree, I know you didn't see it. Didn't get a chance to catch it, but man, how can you miss it? How?
Sorry.
It wasn't a personal interest. I'm good. Hey.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even that because I posted about it like on our Instagram page story, so I knew about it. Yeah. I just forgot. Here's the thing. I won't even lie to you. I was so ready for Insecure. I was just like, that's all I'm going to worry about tonight. That's all I'm going to worry about tonight.
She said I'm on 30 minutes.
I was only focusing on like Insecure.
You was trying to figure. Lord.
Listen, I was in until 9 o'clock and I was like, it's time for Insecure. That's all I care about.
Wow.
Because I tried to watch the first 30 for 30 with Lance Armstrong and it was a no for me. So
yeah,
I forgot about
trying to watch the.
I'll be honest, I didn't even watch the last two. I wanted to see Be Water, and I didn't. I need to go back and watch that. Hey, I'm so grateful for Sling right now, where I can go back and watch the previous 30 for 30s that's been around. And so,
Oh, they got
and they're
them
on
on
the
like
ESPN.
last month.
They're on the ESPN app
yeah,
too. All older 30 for
yeah,
30s.
all of them
They're
on
on
the
the
app too.
ESPN app.
Yeah, definitely on the app. But since I
Oh,
don't,
that's
I
dope.
don't utilize the app, I just go back and I go to Sling. Like it's been a saving grace for me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
grateful
to check
for
them
that.
out. Check that out.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. I've
There's some
watched.
great 30 for 30s.
Yeah, I've
Of
watched a
course.
couple I've watched a couple on like TV and on the app. Like my favorite
Yeah.
one, I think I've mentioned this before. My favorite 30 for 30 is the one about the University of Miami, the football team.
The U.
It's
Oh yeah,
it's my
that was
favorite one.
terrific.
It was
Hmm.
Mine,
it's one of the best ones.
mine is definitely the Lakers Celtics rivalry.
That's a good one too.
That
That's a
has
Yes,
to
good
be my
one.
favorite one.
that
That's
was
a really
really
good one.
good.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, I was surprised that the Last Dance wasn't considered 30 for 30. You know what I mean? You
That's
It
too
know,
was it was 10
long.
parts. It was
it
it was
That
10
was
is its
parts.
own separate.
right.
It was 10
They
parts.
need their own separate one because that was too much.
It was 10
I'm
parts.
upset though, because I'm like I felt like it happened so soon, man. Like we could have did 10 weeks of 1 hour episodes, but then I think we would have got mad after the first hour because they went so
Yes,
quick.
it
Yeah, it
do.
went so quick.
They went so
Mm-hmm.
quick. So uh I remember getting I'm not gonna say a friend of mine had one of the I think it was the 5 through 8. I got to watch 5 through 8 in advance. Somebody decided to leak them episodes out. So I was like, I go
What?
ahead and watch them. And my homie told me, he said, man, wait till you see when they get down to the series with Seattle. I was like, and the time is retirement. I'm like, well, I knew most of this stuff, but I'm like, it wasn't any, it was some slightly different. And that was Mike being maniacal. That's all. Mike was
Mm-hmm.
maniacal in the whole 10-part series.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
get I
so
get that.
yeah,
But
he's
yeah,
maniacal,
that deserved his
crazy.
own thing. I don't
Yeah,
think The
Mike
Last
was
Dance
remarkable.
would have been a great 30 for 30 because it was too much. Way too much.
But it was needed. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
wait till now. I think it was supposed to drop after the finals June. So we here
Yes.
now. This was when it was supposed to drop. Nah, man. I'm glad they pushed it up. It was
And I
Yeah.
perfect
and I
timing
think
for
they
that.
pushed it up because like it wasn't anything going on. Like I feel like
Nope.
ESPN was showing older games. It wasn't anything happening. So they was like, we have to keep people engaged. So let's
Yep.
drop this now. So
And
I enjoyed it.
especially since ESPN had been taking a huge hit with viewership, with them pushing a narrative of politics and stuff. They kind of
Mm.
changed that up because it's like they know the viewership was down, and folks was getting tired of ESPN as it is anyway. And so them bringing that into the mix, it brought the spike back up.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Okay.
so I will say because I didn't watch it, but I do remember the rivalry between Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
being from St. Louis, I won't even lie to you. I just didn't like Sammy Sosa. I never met the man. Never met the
Who
man.
Oh,
Just
did?
I will
I'm not a
say.
Baby Birds fan. So yeah, I'm not a Baby Birds fan.
You
And
call
you
them
know
baby
what? You
birds.
shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Now,
Mm-hmm.
being being that I was a Bulls fan, and I'm talking about a huge one, that will sit there
Yeah.
and look funny for somebody that's from St. Louis, like real talk.
Well, we ain't got
But
no team though, so I mean that's the closest one
exactly,
to
you
it.
hit it. You hit it. That was the reason why I cheered for the Bulls, man, because we didn't have no team here, and so I needed somebody to watch. And
Mm-hmm.
being a young kid, watching Michael Jordan was my favorite player, man. And so like
Right.
I never forget the books I used to get and cards, and I had a whole bunch of cards sitting at home with Michael Jordan. I cried his second retirement. 15,
Oh.
14 years old, 14 years old, and I'm sitting there crying that Mike retired the second time around back in '99, man, because I thought it was really over. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's really ending.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes back 3 years later and say, I'm gonna play again. But
Right.
yeah, I was like, I couldn't believe the Bulls dynasty ended. and they had the partial season for 50 games and stuff, and so it was. I lost myself in being an NBA fan because Jordan was gone.
That's how we feel about Kobe.
Yeah.
So for me, being from St. Louis, we have no team here as far as basketball, but I am a Lakers fan, and Kobe Bryant is my guy.
Yeah, I wasn't a Kobe fan. I respect him, but as in, I used to love 2008 will forever be the greatest memory for me. Now I can't speak for y'all Laker fans because then that's when they got their butts beat by the Celtics and got beat by 39 points on the road, and I was loving every minute of that because I did not want to see Kobe win another title. But of course, after that, he won 2 more.
He came back and won 2 more.
Right. Against the Celtics, one of them.
No,
one of them was against the Celtics.
So Bree, because you didn't see the 30 for 30, we got to break it down for you. Okay?
Keep rubbing it in, gosh.
We got to break it.
I don't think you should, because like, let me say this: Brianna said she saw the rivalry. That's all that really was. There was no real new information that came in. All it was a bunch of St. Louis media jumping in, Chicago media jumping in, just giving their memories about everything. And if you heard something new, it wasn't really new.
So did Sammy Sosa address his appearance change?
No, he didn't.
Cool.
No.
I don't think that was the right forum for that. That's not what this was about.
Yeah, because
but no, there was. But there was like an after show after the 30 for 30. That was like an after show or something. I don't know if you mentioned it there, but I don't know. But
I mean, this is just me. So I would have felt like that would have been something he could have talked on maybe a little bit because he looks completely different. He's not the player who was playing.
What does that have to do with what's going on? That has nothing to do with.
That's not the same man who was playing for the Cubs. That's not the same man.
We know.
Hey, but one thing I will take from this documentary, he was really full of himself. Really full of himself.
Oh my God. He was.
He was full of himself, boy.
I didn't realize that.
You didn't see that back in '98. You know what I'm saying? It's like you saw a whole different Sammy now that he got older and he's away from the game. And now, and then he was so humbling back in '98. You know what I mean? Because that was a humble experience. And then all of a sudden, I won the MVP. Oh, really? Now? Oh, that's what we doing?
I did notice that he was super
That's why I'm not their fan. That's why I don't like them.
But it was just crazy to me. I mean, because now it ain't no different than with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan full of himself, but he been full of himself ever since he started picking up a basketball, started dribbling.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's nothing different, but because Sammy knew it, that they were second rate. The Cubs was down as a bottom feeder. You know what I'm saying? And then, they finally got the playoffs because, 98 was a big year for Chicago, man. Cubs getting the playoffs, Bulls winning the title.
Yeah.
But it was still Michael City at the end of the day. So
right. And then do you see where Sammy Sosa was like, "Oh, I'm right here to Michael now." I'm like,
yeah,
boy,
right.
It's still Michael City. I'm like, no, it's still Michael City.
Yeah.
Oh, he was that full of himself.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh man, I'm right here to Michael now."
It was a shock to see McGuire in a different light. Like he really not exposed himself, but he was more open.
Yeah.
Compared to in the past. Now, see, that was a reversal of fortune that we got. Is that seeing him in a totally different light, and he was more open to talk about it. He got into it a little bit. And I'm glad he was able to. Sammy wanted to hold his cards to his chest. He didn't want nothing to be revealed about him like he was a bad guy. Dude, you was just as bad as everybody else. Let's not forget the court bat incident back in 2001, 2002.
something like that. They showed. I think 2003 was 2003.
Yeah,
Or
I think it might have been then. You know, he had the
yeah.
quarterback. So I'm like, man, get out of here.
Uh huh.
You ain't all the way free, brother.
And I've seen. I don't know what teammate it was from the Cubs, but I read an article where one teammate was like he was the worst teammate ever. Like
I
what you
wouldn't be
said, he was
surprised.
full of himself. Yeah, like he said he was full of himself, and he only cared about hitting the home runs. He didn't care if they had the worst record or whatever. Like if they was 0-20 or whatever, he didn't care about that. He just cared about himself. I'm
Vicky, it
like,
makes
wow.
sense now. It makes perfect
Yeah.
sense that there
I
was only
forgot
It
one
what his
team
name
definitely
was.
in the documentary. It was only one. That was Kerry Wood. That was it.
Was it?
Yeah, I didn't. It was just him, and I remember it was Jim Riggleman, his manager. Like with the Cardinals, they had Brian Jordan and Ray Langford, and you know
I
they
remember Langford.
spoke out a bit. At least there was a few more people that got a chance to say something about it. But I mean, like Sammy, I could see why they didn't like him, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was that was the difference. That was probably the difference why I seen with the documentaries that Sammy was more full of himself than
He's not even a part of they Wrigley Field won't even invite him back. They still haven't invited him back yet.
I wouldn't either. Shoot, I wouldn't do it.
it's not the same person.
They like nope.
It's not the same person. That's why it's not the same person. He
You know
catfish.
what was really funny? Like the moment Mark McGuire hit his 60-second home run. What I liked about this rivalry was the fact that they were like real. You know how like when there's rivals, there's always like hatred towards like
Yeah,
one
I
another.
get
Like they was real like cool
embracing
with
him.
each other.
Yeah, they was
Yeah,
embracing him.
exactly. Like they loved it. Like
I
that's
don't
what I
want to
did.
say
Like I
what
did
in
like the
return,
fact.
right? But McGuire got selfish. If you heard in the documentary, remember when he hit the home run when Sosa hit the home run in Houston and took the lead at 66 and 65. He sat there on that documentary and said, "I could not let him beat me."
Yep, he did
He
say
did
that
not
after
want
he.
that to happen
Hmm.
because he
Hmm.
wanted the record. So a bit of selfishness was in him too, though. You
I
know,
would have been
because
like that too. Like
yeah, exactly.
you ain't finna outdo me. Mm-mm. No way.
Yeah. And so it was wild, man. That whole home run
Mhm.
race it did bring people back to baseball. A
Yeah.
little fun fact with that is that McGuire had 2-3 home run games during that summer. One at home in the beginning of the season, I think, right, kind of in the middle when he got it against Philadelphia. He had another 3 home run game, so that was pretty awesome to see. And then that last weekend, he hit 5 home runs in 3 games. So that's pretty amazing, man. You know, and to finish it with 70, it made all perfect sense for him to have a
Yeah. Yep. But we all know their record was broken. All good, all good things must come to an
Yeah,
end.
exactly. And
Mm.
about that,
Oh,
Barry
what?
Bonds
What?
is a Hall of Famer, and I
Who?
really do believe Barry
Barry
Bonds, the guy that
Bonds.
broke the
Okay.
record.
Yep.
I believe
Hmm.
he should be in the Hall of Fame, but that dude's attitude is what is keeping him from getting there. Because
I do remember Barry Bonds' attitude was trash. I do remember that.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
his attitude was not the greatest, but the dude was phenomenal, man. You had a godfather that was phenomenal. Your dad was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And he's the only guy in Major League history with 500 home runs and 500 stolen bases in a career. That's pretty phenomenal, if you ask me, because a stolen base
Yeah.
is a lost art. Everybody focuses on the home runs now.
Exactly.
So that that is something I don't think will ever be touched, just like the record with Ricky Henderson, 1406 in stolen bases. Ain't nobody getting close to that ever. Ever.
And another part of it, kind of what you were mentioning, Mark McGuire was like, you know how there's some players that are only good at one thing. Um, he said he admitted he's pretty good at hitting home runs, like because he was a pitcher before. He started
Basically,
out as a pitcher, yeah, and so he did mention Ken Griffey Jr. him being like a complete player. I was like,
yeah. Griffey was my
Okay.
dude, man. Griffey was
Yeah.
the guy I wanted to see break all the home run records because
Yeah.
Griffey was clean. You know what I mean? And I didn't mean to make that rhyme. Swear I didn't. But I wanted him to break the record, man. Like when the '94 season they went to strike, I
Hmm.
was pissed because I wanted him to see him break the record. You know,
That was when
and man,
Michael quit left baseball.
man, we ain't gonna talk about that. I could throw some on y'all about Michael Jordan playing baseball, and you would almost be amazed by what I would tell you about that.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
keep
all
it.
right.
I'm gonna keep it. Another time, another place for that.
Gotcha.
I just feel like y'all have told me the entire documentary, so I don't have to watch it.
Exactly, you really don't. I'm actually helping you out today. You
Thank you. I
don't need
But
to watch
appreciate
this
it.
the documentary.
this will be for those who want to reminisce about what happened, who already knew what happened.
Okay.
Who just
Yeah,
want to
the
reminisce.
reviews were bad. Even the
Were
reviews on
they?
them were bad, man. Yeah, they were. Sure was.
What they say?
Saying if you want to watch a 2-hour home run snooze fest, you can go and watch it on YouTube. Tampa gave a bad review. Sports Illustrated gave it a bad review. So I'm like, Awful Announcing gave it a bad review. And these are guys that always keep up with sports media, man. Don't watch it, man. Don't watch it. I'm telling you,
I
Well,
you
won't.
gotta watch it.
I won't.
You save you 2 hours, man.
I legit was going to watch it, but listen, Insecure was more important that day.
trying to find out about Ethan Lawrence, man.
Don't get me started, Victoria. This is not the
Oh,
time.
that's a whole different
you
combo.
gotta you on a sports show and you talking about Insecure. However, we got the guy Lawrence that played Blue in the game. Remember that? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yes, I hated them seasons. I hated them seasons. Hmm.
I actually liked him. I liked him on the show. I liked him in the game.
Yeah,
Lauren London played him
he
to the
was
left
cool,
though.
man. But I didn't watch like the last. I probably watched maybe the first 2 seasons when it moved to BET, but that was about it.
Right.
I watched the whole thing. I finished it. It wasn't
It
that
got
great.
way
Yeah.
too dramatic for me, man. I'm like, and
They
honestly,
did.
speaking of Insecure, a lot of people was mad that the game was like just 30 minutes. I mean, that's what Insecure is. And Insecure just followed the same
But Insecure is on
format of
HBO.
story.
Issa can push for an hour. She can push for an hour.
No, man, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Attention spans ain't nothing but this big. You know what I'm saying? You better keep it 30 minutes, man. See, I didn't
Game of
understand that.
Thrones was an hour.
Insecure episodes are more compelling. So that's
Yeah,
why
that's
people be
true.
like,
Exactly. You can get
give
a
me
lot in
more.
a 30-minute show. And that's what I'm starting to learn with that is that nowadays attention spans aren't that great. That's why I talk bad about the documentary, man, because I really didn't want to watch it, but I wanted to see where it was going to go. It captured my eyes for a second, but then, I would look away, seeing anything. I'll be cooking. I was doing some cooking stuff, you know what I mean, man? And it was cool, man. It was just nothing but a 2-hour snooze fest. At the end of the day, I was like, dang, I could have been watching anything else
Insecure.
besides that.
Oh man, that's Well, I guess it would only care like only the Cardinals fans and Cubs fans would only care about it. I guess.
I bet you that. All right, I'm thinking that's what it
Oh,
was,
Probably.
man.
Probably. That's
yeah.
probably what it was.
Wow, that is
Considering
interesting.
the dude that did the documentary is from Edwardsville.
He is. He did mention that.
Come
And he
on,
was just like a
man.
cartoon.
And you
Nah,
seen how heavy you saw how heavy it was with more Cardinals than it was Cubs.
it was.
Remember that.
Yep.
It was heavy with that.
Mm-hmm.
And they made sure of that. So
that is true.
That let me know, man. It was that could have been saved for Fox Sports Midwest. For real, man. That could have been saved for that, or Channel 5 could have did another 1 hour silly special with that stuff, man.
Yeah, they sure got what's his name? Bush, Mike Bush.
What
KSBK.
does Mike Bush got to do with anything, man?
Yeah,
I love Mike Bush. I do.
because he's a sportscaster.
He was right, and he was the guy that was the year that the Rams won the Super Bowl. He was the announcer. But what did he have to do with this documentary, man? I know he was there, but hell, They had them all over the place.
Right. I'm like, oh, and then what made me laugh was when they mentioned when he got the 60-second home run, how what's his name? Jack Buck cried.
You know what? I'm not gonna say anything bad about Jack, man, because Jack, my dude, man. You
Yeah.
know, Jack is a legend, man. That's a voice. That is a straight up voice, man. But I'm surprised he didn't make the call because I was expecting him to do that, and not Mike Shannon, drunken self. You know,
Up.
yeah. I wasn't expecting him to make that call because Buck made a great 61 call. It was a great call, man, and he stood up and that I think one thing was compelling is that we got to see behind the scenes a bit with the announcers and
Okay.
getting their perspective for at least from the Cardinal side because they dang sure didn't show up from the Cubs side.
At
they,
all.
didn't show,
No.
they didn't show they didn't show Chip Carey even though he was in it. They
Who?
didn't show like a perspective that way for him. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess Bree, I guess you really didn't miss nothing.
Works for me. Works for me.
Yeah, I mean, I had wrote notes and everything, but I mean, hey.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help y'all out.
I don't need it no more.
Yeah, I got y'all covered on that, man.
Right. But
So about the sports returning, WNBA is returning as well. They are doing a 22 game season starting at the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
I read today that Maya Moore is taking this season off as well to focus on like social injustices, as well
Mm-hmm.
as Renee Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
And Sue Bird today made the statement that there is not a right or wrong answer to players not wanting to play or play. Sue Bird was just like, through what we have been through with this pandemic and now with what's going on in the world, there is not a right or wrong answer if a player chooses to play or not this season. So I respect that answer because it's up to that player. It's up to that player.
It is.
And I kind of feel the same way with the NBA too. But then again, some people kind of.
Me personally, I feel that there shouldn't even be any sports going on. I'm really in the mindset of cancel everything for 2020. Let's get ready for 2021 because the second wave is going to be coming in. At least that's what's being said. That's a speculation that a second wave of the corona is going to be coming in. And so, do you want to risk your players of your leagues that's the most of them superstars that want to wind up getting sick? Now, granted, they might be getting the best care for it, but what if it happens again? Like I just watched a report where a girl had got coronavirus for the second time.
I saw
I'm
that
like,
too.
are you serious? And y'all want to continue going out? Oh, that won't happen to me. You don't know that. You don't know that.
Right.
And when I heard that St. Louis's own Zeke, got the coronavirus, I'm like,
yeah,
we really gonna do this though. Like NFL should shut down, NBA should shut down. Unfortunately, WNBA should shut down. Quick story about that. I met Maya Moore. She used to come where I worked, and she would do a yearly trip to my job. I'm not going to even mention where the job is at. I'm just say I work for a rental car company, and she would come to that place. I remember I made one mention about her retiring. She looked at me like I was stupid. I ain't retiring. Oh, my bad. I'm sitting there looking dumbfounded for real. Like she made me look bad. I'm like, she's one of my favorite players. I'm like, she was the cutest thing. And I sat there and said that stupid comment to her. and I find out why she was away from the WNBA. I really found out why. It's because she's fighting for social justice. Is what she's doing.
I think, and she took off last year to help a person who was incarcerated. Like she's trying to help them get off. this
Yeah,
year
she's still on it. You
he's
know what
trying
I
to
mean?
focus.
So,
Yeah. So
and I respect that. And what it did, it humbled me that moment that I had with her, you know, and it was just, it's amazing how everything is going on right now. Like, you hoping that change is going to finally come with everything that's going on. And shifts are happening, but they need to
yeah.
continue. They
Yep.
need to
Yeah,
continue. So at this rate, I don't even think we should be worried about sports. For real. That's just my two
honestly.
cents. And if we need to care about the safety of people and the players and their families, especially the women, because them getting sick and some of them that play, sometimes they with child because they also have to have a family too.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it as take this. You're gonna have to take 2020 as a loss. This point on, all of these owners that's rushing to try and get back. I'm sick of hearing about 60 games. I really don't even want to see the 22 games. I don't even want to see the 16 games. Because what is it? What is that gonna look like? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit there. Honestly, I like it when fans are there because it gives me a good camaraderie. Now, granted, the Korean baseball did that stuff. Like it's doable, but this is we talking about America. That's what I'm saying, man. America's bullies. You know what I'm saying? So they don't like listening to nobody except their own breath. But as
Yeah,
for safety, in this case, let's hold off on the sports for a while, and
I
you
agree.
know, and just see what 2021 brings to the table. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Because one of the things it took away from me was the XFL, man, and I love that league, man. I was
Actually
really
love that too, man.
fucking
I was
enjoying it, man.
upset.
I was enjoying that football
I like
during
that
the
right. I like that better
February.
than the NFL. To be
Man, I
honest.
was
I
loving
don't
that.
watch football.
Oh man. Yeah, yeah.
You should
Hey,
go.
you could have came down. You could have came down to the game. You could have came down to the game where they was paying only $20 for a ticket. You ain't had to watch it. You sure was grateful to be there in the house. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it was a fun atmosphere. I would have loved to seen 50,000 fans screaming "Cronky sucks" one good time. You know what I mean? But
Facts.
you know they put the pause on it, man, because of the
Wait,
pandemic.
we had one home game though.
Two,
We
we
had
had
two.
two.
Okay, yeah.
We did.
We had two home games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was at both of them too, man. That was so fun.
And
Yeah,
we was trying to go so bad.
you just came, man. You just
Man,
came.
we was
How,
trying to go so bad.
We didn't
man,
make it. They canceled it because Corona came in.
yeah, yeah,
Ugh.
that's what messed it up. The Corona did, and I'll say I was fortunate to go to three games, and the third game I went to was in Dallas. You know, I went to Arlington, Texas. You know, got a
Mm.
chance to go down and see the Battlehawks' very first game. That was a thrill, man, because I got to go to a whole nother city. Did a road trip with guys. You know, you had the camaraderie and whatnot, and had a good time, man. It rained earlier that day, but then as the game progressed, it actually, it got warm, man. It was weird, especially for February, man. But it's Dallas, it's the South, and it warms
Mhm.
up down there. And so being there and getting the chance to kind of look around and see what's down there, got to see the new Texas Rangers Stadium, got to experience their ballpark village like we have in St. Louis, and then
Mhm.
got to see the Cowboys Palace, AT&T Stadium. That thing is huge,
Mhm.
huge. Like we was literally right across from all of that. Man, that was great. It was a great time to be there.
Nice. Well,
So
about go ahead.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say that I definitely agree about the sports, like just like making this entire rest of the seasons a wash. But then again, on the other side, I miss it. So I'm not mad at them trying to bring it back. But I do feel that if any player does not want to play, that's their prerogative. I'm not going to be mad if a player does not play because they feel like one, I don't think it's safe, or two, I want to fight for whatever's happening in the world. Um, I miss the sports, so I think that's probably why I wanted to come back. But if people choose not to play like for their own reason, I'm definitely on board for that because I said this on last episode. A change needs to happen. There has been a shift. It's not the shift, but it's a shift nonetheless. But more needs to happen. So I'm I'm not moved either way. So I wouldn't be mad if they wash it because of these reasons. But if they bring it back, I would be okay. But it's gonna be odd with no fans being there because I feel like
Yeah.
fans make the event.
I just want to know how they're gonna play in this bubble. Like how
Stupid.
I don't know how it's gonna work.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine sports writers and commentators and play-by-play guys being in this one area for 3 whole months away from families and all that stuff, man? That ain't even necessary.
It's not normal.
So one player who definitely does not want to play is Kyrie, or should I say Kyrie Irving.
But
As
Kyrie
he likes.
thinks the earth is
They call
but
him
Kyrie
Kyrie
thinks
Irving,
the earth is flat. So
but okay, if people who don't know what he said, he basically said, I don't support going to Orlando. I'm not with the systematic racism and the BS. Something smells a little fishy. Whether we want to admit it or not, we are targeted as black men every day we wake up. That's what Kyrie Irving said.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie want to be so woke. It's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. Kyrie want to be so woke, and I get what he's trying to say, but coming from him, it's just like, okay.
But my thing is this whole them not playing started with coronavirus.
Yeah.
Not because of what's going on now. It just kind of, I don't know, but this lockdown had nothing to do with, I don't know.
If he would have said it was about COVID, he was scared to go down there because of COVID. Oh man, it would have been legit. But then he jumped on that racism
you want to talk about right. And then
that's
Kendrick,
the thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are you good? And then Kendrick Perkins, I don't know if you.
I don't listen to Kendrick Perkins on anything he says.
I don't listen to him. He's an idiot.
But he was like, he felt like Kyrie Irving was only saying he couldn't go to Orlando because he's an inactive player, and inactive players can't go to Orlando. I'm like, if you felt that way, like he only just said it because he couldn't go.
You know that is a crazy as kept. It's a valid point, and plus Brooklyn, I think, is not even in the playoff picture. They might be. I think they are. I'm tripping. They are. It's just without
the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Nets were in the playoff picture. So that being said, Kyrie made valid points, but he's just the wrong spokesperson that should have been making that
right
out for real. Kyrie said some valid stuff, but he shouldn't be the spokesperson behind it. Now, all that BS about him talking about that there's going to be he want to start another league and stuff.
Yeah,
that was actually rumored, and so that wasn't true. However, if you're looking at it from that standpoint, you could actually go beyond that point, even though it's looking extreme. Maybe they should, but think about it. The NBA is what? About 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 players is black. So, only thing that don't have a figurehead from that's black is front office, owner, or the commissioner. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if you want to look at it from that standpoint, then by all means, then put all y'all monies together that you saved up and start getting that league together. Other than that, man, you better get out there and get ready to start for the 2021 season.
Mm-hmm. Well, Steven Jackson, former NBA player, he has a podcast. For those who don't know, he has a podcast with Matt Barnes.
All the smoke, baby.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. But he
Yeah.
felt it would be a distraction for players to play. He has a direct connection, obviously, because of George Floyd or whatever.
Yeah.
But he felt like it would be a distraction for them to play, and Matt Barnes disagreed. He felt like the players could bring awareness to what's going on. This is Matt Barnes said that.
Right. And with Matt Barnes' point, I see where he's trying to go with that, but what is that going to bring when you're going out there playing? You know what I mean? You playing a sport that you're getting paid for. However, if it's going to be about systematic racism, then you need to be out be out on the forefront, helping the communities out. You know, but also because it's sticky. It's real sticky because these guys are also playing for their livelihood. This is a paycheck that they also
Right.
receive.
Yep.
They get it 2 weeks,
Right.
just like you and I get. So um, it's a whole sticky situation with this, man, and whether
Yep.
to play or not to play. That's the $1 million question for real.
And I
Well,
get Steven Jackson. I get he has a different aspect on it because of him having a relationship with George Floyd. But as you just said, basketball is not on hold because of the social injustice. It was on hold for a different reason.
Yep.
It was on hold because of the pandemic. But it just so happens that during the pandemic, this happened. So it's sticky. And so like if a player chooses not to play, I am fine with it. But you can't I guess you can't expect it, but that don't mean it's going to happen if the whole entire league just says it's a wash because that's not a decision you make as an outsider. I can say
Right.
it, but I don't have no weight.
Exactly.
yeah,
I don't
well,
either.
players got until the 24th to notify their team if they're playing or not. So they got a couple more days to decide.
Yeah,
And
the
my
one.
least favorite player, but he's the best defensive man. Patrick Beverly made a statement, and Patrick
What
Beverly
are you
just
saying?
said like Pat Bev said,
I
"Hoopers
do not like that
say."
dude.
Pat Bev said, "Hoopers say what you want. If LeBron James said we hooping, we hooping. It's nothing personal, just business."
For the first time, I cannot believe he sat there and backed LeBron James as much as he
Listen,
dislikes
Pat Bev said if
LeBron
Bron
James.
hooping,
Woo!
everybody hooping.
Yeah,
LeBron
I
is
heard that.
one of the players that actually want to play because LeBron is the player that's talking about what's going on or
And,
whatever. So he
and
could be
Chris
their
Paul,
spokesperson.
let's not forget Chris Paul is the Players Association president. So
Yeah. Mhm.
also, and see that's what makes everything with this so sticky. Is because if they play, they're gonna be selfish. If they don't play, they're being selfish. It's no win situation
It's
here.
a win-win lose. It's a lose-lose situation.
Exactly.
Well,
There's nobody's going to
what
win here.
what about like the MLB players? They're having a whole attitude about it.
They ain't gonna win either. A lot of people
They
believe in that
They
if
not.
this season a wash, that they not gonna. They don't care. They can care too much, too less about baseball unless they decide they want to pull a 98, get them steroids back in them systems and start juicing, get them home runs back out, get them 50, 60, 70 home runs again. That's the only
no,
way these
they
baseball
just
players
mad.
come back.
The baseball players just mad because they gonna lose half of their money. They
But
don't
see,
want
that
to
was
lose
the
their money.
thing. That was the thing. They actually the the owners caved and said, "We'll give you your full salary for just 60
Oh,
games." They caved in,
okay.
and so because that, they're like, "Okay, so what's the problem now?" This is the thing. They're gonna play. It's gonna be like the NBA was back in 2012. They're gonna play like 66 games in like 70 something days, or everything is gonna be condensed. The
Right.
baseball is gonna be playing like 60 games, 60 plus games in like 70 days. They're not gonna get hardly any breaks.
They
And
hardly don't now. The regular season they play. They play
exactly,
damn near every day.
and then with the Philly situation in Clearwater, Florida, when 5 of their players just tested positive for COVID-19, oh, that threw another wrench into the
Mm.
possibility of them coming back. So at this point right now, man, like I said, watch 2020. That's it. I don't even
Oh,
think it should be
2020 been.
NFL.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
2020
been
been a
right.
wash.
Yeah. But I'm saying
2020
like
been a wash.
I would sit there and say, man, I wouldn't even dare put a season together for 2020. I still don't understand how the NHL is going to be, because they right now they skating through like because there's no controversy or nothing coming out from them. But I'm like, you got the whole league full of foreign players. A
Yeah.
league full of foreign players, man, and they could be on that COVID-19 tip, and we don't know. So I'm
with
like,
hockey, it's a little different. With the other sports, it's just going to be one city. Hockey at least has two. That probably may be why they aren't having as many issues, I'm going to assume. So with
yeah,
hockey, it's going to be two different cities that's going to be playing the games, whereas with basketball, they're strictly going to be in Florida. It's going to be in one space. So that may be why they aren't really tripping as hard, which
that's
is still
just not
stupid.
okay, man. 3 months in one city is just not okay. And I see the plans that they're trying to do. And honestly, there should have been an emergency backup in play, just in case anything of this nature would happen. I'm expecting in the future that these top four professional sports leagues, I'll even throw in MLS, will figure out emergency backup plans for the future if ever something of this nature comes out again. Because you got to take the L here, man. Everybody has to take the L, straight up, man. I'm not gonna go away from that. There should not be any professional sports happening in 2020.
Yep.
As much as I love
It's
it
too
and I
risky.
want to see it, let it go.
It's too risky. Like coronavirus is still a thing. It's still a thing.
Hey, we blame Rudy Gobert for the reason why professional sports have been canceled.
Rudy is
Rudy
to blame.
Gobert.
He was
This is
like the
his
first
fault.
one.
He went back to France. This is all his fault. He was in France. I'm
We
blaming
blame
Rudy.
Rudy Gobert for the reason why they cancel all sports.
It's his fault.
And so, yeah, man.
I'm
And then
either
I
gonna
gotta hear
listen.
people. I gotta hear
I'm
idiots
either
like
blame him or
Kendrick.
the orange one.
Oh man, yeah, that too. Yeah, it's like the guy that said I made Juneteenth famous. How about that?
Oh, he's an idiot.
Right.
He's an idiot.
But I gotta have talking heads like Ryan Hollins and Kendrick Perkins make dumb comments just to justify themselves and make themselves more different than any color commentator or analyst. I gotta hear them. So that's why I cut off. I don't even watch debate shows because it just seems pointless to me. Like on television. Because the debate has always been around everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So like to watch a televised, I just think they be in character a lot of times just for TV purposes.
For sure. But so Bree, you boo Kevin Durant. Well, first off, Dwight Howard agrees with Kyrie. He says he's a little radical, but he agrees with him. But you boo Kevin Durant. He actually defended Kyrie Irving, but he called out Kendrick Perkins and called him a sellout.
Well, KD and Kendrick Perkins don't get along, so they're not friends.
You gotta remember they were teammates.
Mm-hmm.
They were teammates in Oklahoma City, so so I can expect that. Yep. I remember seeing somebody put a video out of all of Kendrick Perkins highlights, and especially when he was in Oklahoma City, you can see how valuable he really was.
Valuable.
So man, it was hilarious. Man.
They also said Kevin Durant retweeted a photo of Kendrick Perkins airballing.
He probably did. I'm here for it.
I'm saying, man. He showcased his value, man. That's what I can't believe. Well, honestly, I know we sit back and we watch like Inside the NBA because it's one of the best shows. But it's like I was surprised when people started taking Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal seriously. You know what I'm saying? It was really funny to me. They took both of them serious, but it's a hot show. I applaud their efforts of what they've been doing, especially recently. I know they've had conversations like about what happened with George Floyd and stuff like that. That's needed. And Ernie Johnson, Hey, he's always welcome to the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? He is
Always.
down for the
Yeah.
cause, man. You know,
Always.
yeah. So, and Chris Denman too. I know he listening. He always down for the cause. Go to the
Chris
barbecue.
might be invited.
Oh, don't do Chris. Don't do Chris.
Chris might be.
I know he is laughing his ass
Right.
off right now. I know.
Chris might listen. Chris might can get a chicken wing.
I was told by a friend. I was told by a friend earlier today that I was cleared of reparations and that I could even use a light skin Black Power fist emoji. So you all, you know.
I saw that post.
Oh,
that's funny.
hey, especially. I've watched Chris for the last few years now, man, and I'm just gonna be brief, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I seen.
No, feel free to expand. I like this topic. Go ahead.
you want that boost, right? You want that boost, but yeah, him and Travis, man, that has been one of a kind camaraderie, man, and then I like seeing that, man. Is wonderful, man. I got to give a shout out to my co-host when we do the Sports Apocalypse, Jason Dirty Spurgeon, man, because a lot of people didn't see us together. I had a black woman tell me that y'all fit together. I was like, really? Is that right? And people come back and say, man, y'all doing y'all thing, man. And I was like, I appreciate that. And so sometimes I gotta give some love to some of our white brothers, man. They even invited to the barbecue.
He can get chicken wing. I'm just playing, Chris. I'm just
playing. You guys do raisins in your potato salad too, right?
God no. Chris, just for that, I'm revoking your invitation.
That is not real. That is not real. No one has put raisins in their potato salad ever. And also, I only kind of smell like a wet dog.
Oh,
okay.
Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Is this video gonna be shown to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get myself prepared for this one, man.
So I guess we just gotta see what happens. So hopefully it does be a wash. Who knows?
I want it to be. Let it be a wash.
Yeah. I agree.
So it's a waiting game at this point. And players having to win, Victoria?
June 24th. So yeah, a couple more days.
So that's next week, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that, Wednesday?
Yeah. Yeah, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This has been a great episode. You guys are fun.
Man. You know,
I got a whole backstory about 30 for 30. Then you have to watch it. See?
You know what?
Hey, I tell y'all what, man. Y'all are invited to come down to our studio, man. We can always chop it up and do some more sports talk or whatever, man. If Chris will let you.
You think those two? You think anybody tells either of them what to do?
Exactly. We do have to chop it up, and definitely want you gals to come down and chop it up with us, man, because we do have a good time, and definitely we can do it on a podcast form too as well, just like you guys do.
For sure.
Always. Right. So plug yourself one more time before we close out. Plug yourself.
Okay. Here's how we're going to do it. A-Train Show you can find on the In the Zone Network on Podomatic. You can go to Anchor or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Go to In the Zone Network. All right. You can also go to the Sports Apocalypse. We do a show every Wednesday live in studio from 7 p.m. to like 8:30. We go like 90 minutes. Sometimes we'll go longer depending on how we feel. That's at the Sports Apocalypse on Facebook. Go and check it out there. And I think that's about it. And I got some podcasts I got to produce tomorrow, so I'm back to work. I'm back to work.
Before we go, I just want to say
A-Train Show. The A-Train Show on Twitter. You can follow me there on Instagram.
Okay.
Make sure y'all follow him, please. Thank you. Before we go, I just want to say Happy Juneteenth. If you have not today, please support a Black business or a Black creative. That's just my special shout out for today. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. The Instagram it is WDWKAS Podcast.
And our Twitter is What Do Women Know One, and that's KNO, the number 1.
Also find us on YouTube. The YouTube is also WDWKAS Podcast. As always, I am Bree Nicole.
And I'm Vicki D.
We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah.
Hey man, what the do y'all know about sports?